On Friday, we learnt that one of the 9 workers who tested positive for coronavirus while working in hotel quarantine between July 27 and the end of August had been working shifts at an aged care facility and at the Grand Chancellor Hotel. On the 2nd of August, we went into stage 4 restrictions. You shut down entire industries to limit the spread of coronavirus, and yet we had a government subcontracted worker who was working in the setting that had caused Victoria's second wave and moving between that setting and aged care, which to date has been linked to 640 deaths. Why on earth was that happening?
Well, I'm not sure that the person worked any shifts in aged care while they were infectious.
DHHS I don't know about being infectious. No,
which is the key.
Confirmed
the key
on Friday
point.
that they were moving between those settings.
Well, again, I'd need to come back to you in terms of the further details about that particular case. But the key point there is, as Brett made the point yesterday or the day before, I think, and the attorney as well, we're doing everything we can to limit movement. Sometimes you can't get 100%. You can't reduce that to 0. But the key point there is whether the person was infectious. I don't have that detail.
But if you can't even limit, this person was working on a government subcontracted...
At a hotel with no one returning from overseas. This was emergency accommodation for people who had voluntarily decided that they had taken up an offer to go and isolate, not in their home. That's one case. I'm more than happy to chase it up, Rachel. I don't have a timeline or a sequence about whether that person was infectious. But the program's been and being reset. That doesn't happen overnight, and I dare say that in any workforce there will always be, even despite some pretty concerted efforts, there may well be a very small number of people who, for a period of time, not ongoing, but for a period of time, may have worked in their own transition period, if you like, their own reset. They may have worked at more than one place.
This was happening though at a point where you told hundreds of thousands of Victorians that they couldn't go to work because we were trying to limit the spread of coronavirus.
Yeah, I'm fully aware.
In hotel quarantine, a government project, we had someone who was moving from hotel quarantine to aged care. Why was that?
I don't know how many times they did that. I don't know whether they were infectious. I don't know. That's not a feature of the program now. Weeks and months later. I don't have the file note in front of me. I can't give you any further information, but I wouldn't draw the point I wouldn't make the point you're making. Hundreds of thousands of people were sent home, absolutely, and now 127,000 of them are back at work because of the decision we took to get the case numbers down. I'm fully aware of the rules we put in place and the decisions we made, and that's exactly why we've got 12 cases today. Not 725.
Do you have safeguards in place now to ensure that no one who's working in hotel quarantine
that's my understanding.
That setting and other sensitive settings?
That's my understanding, and I think that the Attorney General and the Corrections Commissioner spoke to those issues on Thursday or Friday, whenever that was, when we had quite a lengthy discussion about that. If there's anything further I can add, then I'm more than happy to have one of them come back to you.
And why, given that we knew when you announced the inquiry at the end of June that we'd had these problems in hotel quarantine, has it taken until now to put those safeguards in place?
I don't think it's a recent thing. I think it's been there for quite some time.
It clearly wasn't,
but
6 weeks
hang on,
after
Rachel. You're quoting me an example from August.
Yeah,
it's October now, so the notion
was 6 weeks after June.
Yeah, and about 6 weeks ago. So, again, for you to infer that it's recent, I don't think is accurate. But again, we're probably both at a bit of a disadvantage because I don't have the sequence of what occurred. I don't have the note in front of me. I've committed to you that I'll chase up any additional information that there is, and then we'll get that to you.